Hey there, I'm going to take you through a full body active flow. So this is for, whenever you don't have a ton of time, but you still want a movement snack, this would be good. So you can start in your tabletop and palms will be directly under the shoulders, knees are going to be under the hips. And you can start out here just by rocking your hips forward and back. Okay, so just some gentle kind of flowing movement. Checking in with ankles, knees, hips, shoulders. And then as you rock back, see if you can start to peel your palms up and try to maintain 90 degrees of wrist extension. So your fingertips are going to be pulling back towards your shoulders as you send your hips back. Okay, so we're just trying to activate the wrist joint a little bit as you get warmed up. Great. And then you'll rock forward. You can tuck your toes under. You're going to lift your knees and then do the same movement and see if you can continue to peel your palms up. So you're pulling your fingers towards your shoulders and then rocking forward. Okay, so obviously this is a lot more engaging with the knees lifted. So make sure you're breathing and trying to maintain a sense of stability here. And then you can drop your knees down and then you're going to step your left leg right out to the side. So you want to have your left big toe in line with your right knee and then see if you can do some of those rock backs in this shape. Okay, so you might get a little bit of a stretching sensation on the left inner thigh. Still just kind of checking in, seeing how things are feeling. And then you'll pause with your shoulders directly over the palms and you're gonna externally rotate your left leg and then internally rotate it. So it's very subtle, but your toes are just pointing up towards the ceiling or the sky and then lifting the heel up. Okay, so just kind of checking in with this left hip a couple of times. And then you're gonna keep the leg straight and just glide it back behind you and then take it right back out to your left side, okay? And see if you can try not to be sinking towards the floor here, right? Continue to move that rib cage towards the ceiling. Good. And then you can pause with the left leg directly behind you. You can take your right hand to your heart, open it up out to a T, and then extend it all the way forward. Okay, so you're reaching your right fingertips forward, extending your left heel back. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And then you're going to bring your right hand down, push into the ball of your left foot, lift your right leg up, and then see if you can cross your knee, like cross it over your midline, and then open it up out to the side a couple of times. And then you can drop that knee down, bring your left leg in. We're gonna rise up to a tall kneeling shape. You're gonna reach both arms up, grow nice and tall. You can side bend to your right, float through center, and side bend to your left. Float through center. You can interlace the hands behind the head, press the back of the head into the palms and see if you can come into a gentle back bend with just the upper back. Think about lifting your sternum up towards the ceiling and then extend your arms up one more time and you're gonna lower right back down into your tabletop. And now you'll step your right leg out so your right big toe is in line with your left knee and you can do a couple of rock backs here. Okay. And then you'll pause, and again, you'll do that external and internal rotation with this hip. So I'll just turn a little bit to make sure you can see, okay, but you're pointing the toes up towards the ceiling and then lifting the heel. So just a little subtle movement here in this right hip, a couple of times. Great. And then you're gonna be gliding the right leg back behind you and then right back out to the side. Okay, you'll pause the next time it's behind you. Push into the ball of the foot. Take your left hand to your heart, out to a T, and then extend it all the way forward. See if you can keep reaching those left fingertips away from you as you press your right heel back. One more breath, and then you'll lower your left hand down, push into the ball of your right foot, lift your left leg up, and then a couple of times you're just kind of swinging this leg across the midline and opening it up. It's kind of like a dangling plank shape. And then you can lower the left knee down, bring your right knee in. Okay, you're gonna tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, send your hips back towards your heels, and then all the way up into your down dog. Okay, and then see if you can pedal the feet a little bit, right? Check in with the backs of the legs. Great, and then from here, we're gonna do some abduction with the legs. So we're gonna go left leg first. You're gonna start to lift your left leg out to the side. Try to keep the ankle flexed. Okay, once you feel those outer hip muscles kick on, you're good. You're gonna float the leg back down to the floor, push the ball of the foot down, and take it to the right side. Okay, so see if you can alternate legs, and just kind of take note in your body if you're starting to press differently with your hands. Like, try to maintain equal pressure under both palms. Good. Maybe we'll just do like 1 or 2 more per leg. And then you're going to start to walk your feet towards your hands, keeping the legs as straight for as long as possible. And then you're going to bend the knees generously, come into your forward fold. Okay, so you can kind of grab opposite elbows here, relax the head, maybe just gently sway side to side in a ragdoll. See if you can fully rest your belly on your thighs. And then see if you can start to circle your weight around the bottoms of the feet. Okay, so you're just kind of exploring the bottoms of the feet, and then you can reverse directions. And then when you're ready, you're gonna ground down through your feet, right? So big toe mound, little toe mound, heel, and you're gonna start to roll your spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let your arms and your head be a heavy weight. And your head will arrive last, okay? And then you're gonna inhale, reach both arms up nice and tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Ground down through your left foot and float through center. Side bend to the left. And come through center. You can interlace your hands behind your head, shift the weight into the balls of your feet, and then start to lift your heart up. Okay, press the back of the head into the hands, spread your elbows apart. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then you're gonna start to reach your arms forward and send your hips back. Weight will head towards the heels. You'll come into your chair pose. Okay. And then from here, see if you can just swing your arms back and swing your arms forward, okay? So check out your low back here and try not to be like excessively arched or excessively tucked. Try to have a pretty kind of natural, neutral low back curve, okay? And then you're just swinging your arms forward and backward. Okay, so we're bringing a little bit of movement to the upper body, but we're stabilizing the lower body. Okay, and then you can give yourself a hug. Okay, so just cross one arm in front of the other. Maybe sit a little lower. Maybe you're getting a little tired. You come up a bit, right? See what feels right to you. And you're just going to rotate your rib cage to the left and rotate your rib cage to the right. Okay, so again, we're stabilizing the lower body, but we're rotating the upper body. Okay, so thoracic rib cage is rotating. Pelvis is staying still. See if you can do one more per side. And then you're gonna extend both arms forward, send your hips back. So now you're in your flat back, right? You could balance a cup of water on your low back. Reach the fingertips away from your butt. And then you're gonna float your palms down. Step back to a high plank, okay? And let's pause here in the plank, okay? See if you can think about pulling your hands and your feet towards each other. So create a little bit more tension on the front of the body. You're pushing the ground away from you. And then what we're gonna do is do some of these scapular kind of push-up movements. So you let your rib cage fall towards the floor and squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then press the floor away from you and get your rib cage towards the ceiling. You can drop your knees down at any point here, okay? And see if you can move through these a couple of times. So the idea is to only be moving through the scapula, okay? So the elbows are not moving, the head is not moving, just the shoulder blades. Good. And then you're gonna drop your knees down or not and control yourself down onto your front. Extend your arms forward, bend your knees, and gently sway your legs side to side. Just let your breath settle. And then you're gonna straighten your legs. Push the tops of the feet down into the floor. Keep your head down. Lift your arms up, thumbs up, and then swim your arms back behind you. So keeping your head down, you're just gonna swim your arms forward and then swim your arms back. Let your breath take you in and out of your movement. And then the next time your arms are forward, you'll pause, lift your chest and your head, take your arms out to a T, and see if you can start to circle the arms here, okay? And you can, play a little bit with different speeds. So you can go slow and then go fast, right? You're gonna wanna reverse directions at some point. And then pause, keeping your upper body as is. See if you can just turn your head and look right and turn your head and look left. So it's kind of like there's a plumb line coming out the crown of your head and you're kind of just going left and right here. Everything else is holding still. And then you can relax down, maybe just rest your cheek on the floor. I'll rest mine on the grass. And then you can take your palms directly underneath your shoulders. Okay, you're gonna tuck your toes and you can do either a knee push-up, right? Or you can do your classic push-up, okay? So either variation, see if you can do about 5 of them, okay? Maybe you alternate. And you wanna make sure that you're trying to lift flat as a board and not lifting like an S or a snake, okay? So everything, either feet to head, flat as a board, okay? Or if your knees are down, hips to head, flat as a board, and then you'll send your hips back into your child's pose. You'll rock forward, and then see if you can do a couple of rock backs to like 7 o'clock and then to 5 o'clock. So you're just going to your right and to your left with the hips. Just checking in, lingering in any areas of tension that need a little bit extra attention. And then you're going to lift your knees up, start to rock side to side. So you're in your hovering table, you're just kind of shifting your weight over to your left shoulder and then over to your right shoulder. Okay, from here, you're gonna reach your hips back and then up towards a down dog. You can rock forward to a plank, drop your left knee down to the mat, and step your right foot forward. So now you're in a 90-90 lunge. Okay, see if you can stack left knee, left hip, left shoulder more or less in a line. And let's interlace the hands behind the head and close the eyes. Okay, so just take a second, see what your body needs to do here to stabilize. And then see if you can start to rotate your rib cage to the right and rotate your rib cage to the left. Okay, so if you get dizzy or if you have vertigo, I would just do this with the eyes open. You're trying not to move your pelvis, but you are moving the rib cage. Maybe one more in each direction. if you have your eyes closed, you can open them. You're gonna take your arms out to a T and then extend them all the way up. You're gonna lean over your front leg and then reach your right arm back. Okay, so see if you can start to think about tractioning or dragging your legs towards each other. You're gonna rotate your rib cage a bit to the right, and then you're gonna switch your arms, rotate your rib cage to the left. Okay, so it's your arms and your rib cage that are driving the movement here. A couple of times. And then you can pause, okay? And you're gonna bring both hands down. No. Okay. Just keep going. You can pause with your left arm forward, your right arm back, and then you're gonna straighten your back knee off the ground. Okay, so you're leaning over your front leg, your back leg is straight, okay? And then the same movement, except now your back knee is lifted. Okay, so rib cage and arms are rotating left and right. Good, and then you're gonna pause, your left arm's in front, your right arm is in back. You're gonna lift your front heel and lower your back knee about halfway. We'll take 3 breaths. Okay, you can think about rotating your rib cage to the right. And then when you're ready to release, you drop your front heel down. You're gonna drop your back heel down and windmill your arms open to a warrior 2. Okay, so now your right knee is bent, your back leg is straight, your front heel is bisecting your back arch. Okay, you're gonna start to reach forward with your right fingertips. When you can't go anymore, you're gonna head towards your side angle. So right elbow inside right knee, reach your left fingertips up towards the sky or the ceiling, okay? So your arms are energetically reaching away from each other here. Then you're gonna start to straighten your front leg. An imaginary rope just appeared. You're gonna grab onto it and pull yourself right back up. And then you're gonna start to kind of oscillate between these 2 shapes, an active triangle, and then right back up to stand. And see if you can do this a couple of times, starting to feel those side waist muscles working. And then you're gonna pause, reach your left arm overhead, keep extending those fingers away from you. You can re-bend into your front leg, and then you're gonna plant both hands down to frame your right foot and pivot back onto the ball of your left foot. Okay, so now you're gonna start to draw your left knee in towards your chest, and take a second here. So you're gonna send more weight into your right heel if possible, and then relax the head and the neck completely, okay? If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can maybe play with lifting one hand or both hands, okay, but not necessary. And then when you feel ready, you're gonna slowly start to rise up to stand, and you can hug your left knee in towards your chest. So you can give it a nice tug here, and then you're gonna take your arms away and reach them all the way up. So see if you can start to lower your left tiptoe to the ground, and then slowly draw the knee back in. We'll do that about 5 times. And then you can take your hands to your hips. Okay, you decide where this leg goes. So we're gonna do a little bit of balance here. If you need to, you take the toe to the ground. If you can, you leave the leg up. Then you're gonna turn your head and look over your left shoulder, and turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Okay, and just see how that goes. Okay, maybe you wobble around a little bit. Totally cool. And then you're gonna reach both arms up. You're gonna send your left leg back, come through a warrior 3, plant your palms down, step your left leg back. Okay, make sure your palms are secure on the floor, and then you're gonna reach your right leg all the way up and back. 3-legged down dog. You can rock forward, draw the right knee in towards your nose, and then reach it all the way up and back. And then let's rock forward to a plank. Drop the knees down, send your hips back, child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. take a few moments here. The belly be soft on the thighs. And then when you're ready, you're gonna start to roll your spine up, okay? And then you're gonna lower down onto your forearms, okay? So we're gonna come into a dolphin here. So you tuck your toes and then see if you can lift your hips up and back. So it's kind of like a down dog on your forearms. You're reaching your hips back, and then you're gonna rock forward to a knee hover, and then rock your hips right back. Okay, so see how this feels in your body. Try to keep your ribs down and in. You're just gonna move a couple of times between these two shapes. And then you'll drop your knees down, press into your palms, straighten your elbows, and then let's head towards our down dog. So you'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, send the hips back, and head towards your down dog. You'll rock forward to your high plank. Now this time you can drop your right knee down and step your left leg forward in between your hands. You'll rise up to your 90-90 lunge. And then you can interlace your hands behind your head. Gently press your head into your hands. And then again, if you want to, you can close the eyes and then see if you can start to rotate your rib cage to the right and to the left. Just kind of see what your body needs to do to keep you upright here. Maintain your balance. And then you can pause, open the eyes, take the arms out to a T, and then sweep them up and start to hinge forward over your left leg. So here you're gonna reach your left arm back and rotate your rib cage a bit to the left, and then you're gonna start to rotate your rib cage and your arms to the right. So you're kind of like running here in slow motion. See if you can really feel your rib cage rotating around your pelvis. And then the next time your right arm is forward, your left arm is back, you'll pause, tuck your right toes under, lift your right leg up, your front knee is bent, your back leg is straight, and then you continue with that kind of running movement. Rib cage and arms are driving your movement. Okay, and then the next time your right arm is forward, you pause. Okay, left arm is back, rotate your rib cage a little more to the left. You're gonna lift your left heel and drop your back knee about halfway to the floor. Take a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready to release, you're gonna drop your left heel down. You're gonna windmill your arms open. You're gonna come into your warrior two. So I'm just gonna turn around so I'm facing you. So your left leg is in front, your right leg is in back. Okay, you're in your warrior two. And then you're just gonna start to reach with those left fingertips, come into your side angle. And then you'll straighten your front leg. Your imaginary rope appears. You pull yourself up and then control yourself back down. And see if you can move through these two shapes a couple of times. And then the next time that you're in your side angle, you can pause, rebend the knee, and then you're gonna bring both hands down to frame your left foot, pivot onto the ball of your right foot, and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Relax your head and your neck. Send more weight into your left heel if possible. Try to keep your hips relatively level up here, right? So your right hip isn't dropping down. Maybe you play with hovering one or both hands. And then when you feel ready, you ground down through your left foot and slowly rise on up to stand. You bring your right knee with you, give it a nice hug in towards your chest. See if you can leave it there. Extend both arms up. And then 5 times you're just gonna tap your big toe to the ground and draw the knee in. okay? And then again, you can take your hands to your hips, and remember, you can do this with your big toe on the ground, or you can try to work on the balance, keep the knee up, okay? And you're gonna turn your head, look over your left shoulder, and turn your head, look over your right shoulder a couple of times. Might be totally different on this side, and that's totally fine. And then you're gonna reach both arms up alongside the ears one more time. Send your right leg back, come through your warrior 3, plant your palms down on your mat, step your right leg back, and you're gonna reach this left leg all the way up and back into a 3-legged down dog. Rock forward to your plank, drop the knees down. Let's walk our hands back towards our knees, and then see if you can come into like a deep squat. Rock back on your heels, and then rock forward. So this just really gets into the feet and the ankles nicely. Just kind of see how it feels in your body. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna just end in a comfortable seat. So cross-legged, maybe you prop your hips up on something. Okay, you're gonna inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, rotate to your right, turn your head, look over your right shoulder. We'll take 2 breaths. And then inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale over to your left, look over your left shoulder. And then one more time, inhale up, exhale down. And we will conclude there. I hope that the wind wasn't too loud and that this felt great. Thank you so much. Have a great day.